Asset news to get top stories in crypto and break them down into bite-sized pieces. Today, just the thumbnail and title suggest, it really comes down to this. Everything's a scam. And when you start to realize that everything's a scam, you're going to be in a much better position than you were before. I know it's a little bit aggressive to say it like that, but I've been very tiptoeish around these subjects. So from now on, everything's a scam. Everything's a scam until proven otherwise. And I think that's the most easiest way that I can make it. So really what it comes down is this. Today, we're going to talk about the OpenSea phishing attack, not a hack, a phishing attack. And really it comes down to this. It's not how much you make, but it's how much you keep. And even if you made a ton of money on crypto or you've acquired a bunch of crypto, it doesn't matter if someone just comes along and steals it. So who really cares? And also we're going to take a look at Wyvern, MetaMask, and then an email check. And then I have to ask this question to everybody, and I've been asking this myself. Are these hacks actually good for people and the space in general? And lastly, we'll talk about central bankers are now barred from owning crypto, equities, and any type of commodities and things like that. And then lastly, we'll go over a little Q&A. So hold all your questions until the end, and I'll get those to those. So if you're here live, hey, welcome on a Sunday. Look at you. Today, when we go over this, just know that the news will take around 15 minutes, hopefully, and then we'll do Q&A at the end, which is about 5 minutes or so. If you're watching the replay, there will be timestamps underneath, so you can fast forward to whatever you want to do. But really, this just goes into a sequential manner. So it's sometimes best to do it that way. And then real quick, let me just do a quick check. Great. And I'm just making sure. Someone said that there's no sound. Is the sound? The sound is fine. Turn on your speakers. Okay, great. Let's just go into it, shall we? And take a look at the market. And the market is not the greatest, I'll be honest with you. And I know like there was a question in the comments already. They're like, hey, Robbie, not too bullish today. I'm not too bullish in the short term. And I even talked about this on the DCA show, which was me, Ben, and James. And and James always asks that question, like, what do you think for the weekend? I'm like, I don't think it's going to go good. I think it's going to go pretty bad. And, I don't even want to err on the side of caution. I think it's going to be awful for a little bit. And I think things are going to move sideways and decrease because of all the turmoil and the things that are going on in the world. People are scared, and when they get scared, they don't think straight, and they don't think straight, they start to hoard things. And it's just the mentality of people. It's just how it is. So today, again, not bullish in the short term. Long term is a different story. I mean, to me, it's just inevitable. All this is everything we talk about now is just inevitable. But the question is when? And that's the bigger question. So Bitcoin broke through 40K, and not in the good way. It crashed down to 38.2. So that's a bummer. Ethereum down again, 2,600. It was holding 3,000. Now it's down. So let's just say everything's down. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Cardano's down 5%. Solana's down, hey, only 0.6%. That's not good when you say, hey, it's only down point whatever percent. That's not a great position of power, that's for sure. Everything's down. Hey, Leo token, whatever. Nothing is up except for Magic Internet Money, 0.3%. Wow. Talk about a project I would probably never get into just because of the name alone. And that's what's going on. BitTorrent, good for all you BitTorrent holders. So that's what we have right now. Let's just jump into it, shall we? And talk about what exactly is going on. So this is a pretty good, I saw a tweet. I thought it was interesting because every morning I'm up around 5 o'clock in the morning. And I take a look at what's going on. And then I see this from OpenSea. It states, we are actively investigating rumors of an exploit associated with OpenSea-related smart contracts. That's keyword. This appears to be a phishing attack originating outside of OpenSea's website. Don't click links outside. So I want to say this again. I'll probably say this 3 times throughout this whole video today. Treat everything like a scam, and you're going to be a lot happier. Whatever you think is legit, don't think it's legit. Go to the official sources. Go to the official websites. Go to the official Twitter accounts. Discord, I have no faith in Discord whatsoever. I have no faith in Telegram whatsoever. So I always say go to the official websites. And at the very minimum, I mean, if you're going to go really be lazy, you go to Twitter, but you're not going to get really good response because there's nothing but a bunch of scammers in Twitter too. So what's the point of that? So treat everything like it's a scam until proven otherwise. You are guilty until proven innocent. And I think you'll be happy, or at least your bank account will. So this is what's going on. And then, first of all, if you're not following Greg at 1667, he's hilarious. That's just a little side note. I like that guy, or whoever that group of people are. So this is what's happening. So what we have here is this all started a couple of days ago. This is on February 19th, and OpenSea smart contracts upgrade to delist inactive NFTs on Ethereum. I had no idea this was going on. I had no idea. And I think if more people knew about this, I don't think this phishing attack would have had legs. So this is what's going on. As part of the planned upgrade, all OpenSea users will need to migrate their existing NFT listings to a new smart contract. Their listings, not what they bought, the NFT listings. Here's what's happening. The NFT listings created before February 18th will automatically expire within a week by February 25th. So you got a week to do all this stuff. This new upgrade will ensure old inactive listings on Ethereum securely expire and allow us to offer new safety features. During this migration period, old offers on items will expire and offers made on the old smart contracts will become invalid. So this was super simple. All you had to do was go to the website. But again, I didn't know about it. I don't know if you knew about it. And that's just how it goes. And it's just one of those things where it's like, this always happens. And it created an opportunity for this phishing attack. I'll get to that in a second. So this is how you were supposed to do it. To migrate the NFT is a two-step process. First, the user needs to navigate to OpenSea. Pretty simple, OpenSea.io, and click on the Migrate Listings option, which is in the top. I'm going to try this. Let me refresh this. God dang it. See, technology. Okay, go back down. So you just click on Migrate Listings. The next step, the user will need to click on the Confirm button made available next to each listing as shown below. And all you had to do was whatever you were listing, you just click Confirm. The notification will confirm the migration, and users will be able to view the listings within a new expiration date. And that was it. That was essentially all you had to do. Very simple, very nice, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But the problem is that here's the problem I think it's going to keep happening, is that people get caught up in the minutia of life. You know, you got your kids running around, you got to have some kind of deadline going on, you got to make sure the food's ready, make sure things are clean, also have a social life, also post on social media, blah, 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 blah. Before you know it, you're like, what? There's some kind of something's going on. I know people, like in the comment section, I'm going to hear it, but you got to be very stringent and so on and so forth. Sure, I guess, but it is, human nature. Doesn't matter how smart you are. There's screw ups abound. So that's what was supposed to happen. And here's what happened. So there was an email list. And there was an email sent out by apparently OpenSea. And it says, hey there. Remember that thing we were talking about migrating your Ethereum listings? Well, don't worry, we got you covered. Just click here to get started. And exactly the same wording. You have until 2 p.m. For more on why we're upgrading to a contract, to go to the help center, So first of all, let me just fast forward a couple of things. If you ever get an email like this, I did a video. It was very simple. And it was called Losing Everything with One Click, Spammers Spoof My Email. And in that very short video, I think it was like 12 minutes, I show you all you got to do is, let me open this up real quick. If you go into the comments section, hold on. But we had to do through Celsius. And okay. Let me get this out of the way. 1, 2, 3. So if you go into the description of every one of my videos, there is this link. It's right here. I should just pull this up before. Think it's a scam email. There's a Google Apps. It's from Google, and it shows you exactly how to do it. And then I show you how to use the email analyzer. So you can do that and make sure that you are not getting scammed. So all you got to do is do that. And this little thing over here would not have happened because you would have known it wasn't from OpenSea, and you could tell very easily, right? Well, that's what we got. Remember, people are fallible. Nobody's perfect. That's just how it goes. So this is what happened. And this is a thread from Charlie Marketplace. I don't know who this person is, but founder of Charlie Dow, economics, data science. Great. Good for them, him, her, whatever. And I found it was fascinating how you can track things as far as wallets, and you can track people down. And it's a good example of how, that discussion that the government has as far as like illicit activity and people are using this for terrorist organizations and money laundering and blah blah. Who the hell would do that if you can put it on an open ledger? I don't understand. And I think like right here just kind of proves that. And it also, I think the government really does know that. That's why the FBI formed a digital currency unit, because they know they're like, this is a lot easier just following these public ledgers and busting people. So again, Charlie, this is a good example of how you can hunt down people. So OpenSea hack is bad. This guy tornadoed into a fresh wall at 12:30, made a weird contract call in January. So OpenSea's contract, and now he's pulled 18 and counting batches of NFTs. I think it's more, but it's not like a ton. And then my next question is, I don't understand this, is if you steal a bunch of NFTs, who are you selling them to? I mean, I guess you could sell them, but I mean, you couldn't really prove it. It's not like you can go to like a centralized place, because if it goes to one wallet, you can tornado and move it across multiple wallets. But if they already know that NFT in that series is already stolen, that part is beyond me. So anyhow, they were able to find that these different wallets all point to this one person. And then if you come down here, update diagram, looks like OpenSea has tagged this person as a suspect. And he says, hey, Kraken support Coinbase. Check the DMs. I can provide PDF copies. The Coinbase linkage is the most obvious, but this is what I got. So again, you can just follow these different public ledger wallets and kind of get things. That was actually pretty funny to find out who it actually was. And then lastly, Coinbase is a much easier trail of crumbs. We'll DM you full diagram, source everything with transfer or transaction hashes. So again, another way to this is how you follow the trail of money and all the different talkings and public opinion about, oh, this is so used for illicit activity. I got to tell you, if I was in the cartel still, I'm just kidding. If I was in the cartel, I sure as heck wouldn't be using crypto and digital assets to move anything around, because I could be followed pretty easily. So that's that part. And it looks like there wasn't a huge amount of NFTs taken, but people were, it was a fish attack. They clicked on it, it would go to their MetaMask, and they were able to take not just the one NFT, but all the NFTs that were in there. So we'll see how it all plays out, but it is one of those things. And it's one thing that I will say is don't feel bad if you did get hacked, because I get email every single day. I get a DM every single day of someone who gets hacked. Now look at this. It doesn't matter how smart or how dumb you are. It doesn't really matter, because look at this one. This is, I don't know who this person is. Software engineer at OpenSea, previous Google.Microsoft, janclaren.eth. This can't be. This has got to be fake. But I thought it was funny because out of the fake phishing ones, here's janclaren.eth. So even that person potentially had clicked on it. Take it as you will. But trust me, like for me, when I get emails and DMs, these are like some pretty, like I've had doctors. I've had people in computer science. I've had people who deal with computers all day long. I've got, people who are, CEOs of companies getting scammed left and right because they don't understand. So if you're getting scammed, it's, you're in good company, because it seems like everybody does. And then this is the part that doesn't really make sense to me, which is, and maybe this is because I didn't get this email, so I wasn't able to click on it and figure it all out. But there is this piece right here where it says, and this was from Daniel Got Hits. He says, this guy tried to warn OpenSea last month and they ignored him. He says, if you ever use OpenSea, your funds or NFTs are not safe. There's a bug in the Wyvern token transfer proxy approval that allows anyone to transfer NFTs to other wallets. If anyone has experience with OpenSea contracts, shoot me a DM. And then there was this person that said, hey, I got this that popped up from my Wyvern exchange contract. Should I sign this? Because I don't know if this is the actual hack. And this is what Wyvern protocol is, decentralized crypto commerce. I don't know if this is part of this, but it has nothing to do with what was supposed to happen over here for the actual updating the listing. So I'm not really too sure about that. So it's just one of those things where it's another layer of confusion. And again, if you ever have a question, just go to the original source, go to the website, maybe go to Twitter. I hate Discord and Telegram because it's full of scammers. It just kind of makes things a little bit easier. And then lastly, before I ask the big question, there's always stuff like this. Like, look at this. This was sent to another subscriber. It looks pretty legit, right? From MetaMask. Hey, MetaMask requires all users to verify their wallets in order to comply with KYC regulations. This must be done before February 18th. As a regulated financial service, blah, 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 verify your wallet. It looks pretty official. And it even says support at MetaMask. I guarantee if you click on the MetaMask to see where it's from, it's not from MetaMask, obviously. And again, link in the description, teach you how to do all those things, and that's it. And I know a lot of people right now are saying, well, who would fall for that? Who would fall for that? Well, I got to tell you, I've done a couple of polls and asked people, how long have you been in this space? And it's majority, like over 50%, got in 2021. And then the next highest is like 30%, 2020. Then everything else is below that. But you're seeing the lion's share of new people. So of course they're going to get scammed out and they're going to get screwed over and things like that. So this leads me to my last question, and I'll get to the central banker part. This isn't going to be a popular statement. I can tell you that right now. But the question is, are scams and scammers good for people? And before you're like, well, obviously not, that's stupid. Why would you say that? Sometimes these things are pretty good teachers. I'll be honest with you. You know, my story is I lost 20,000 ADA because I didn't write them down in my stone book because I thought I would just write it on a paper and I'll be okay. Well, I lost that piece of paper. Well, guess what? That was 20,000 ADA, which at the peak was worth 60,000. Now it's worth still $20,000 roughly. But it was a good teacher. And guess what? Now, every time those mnemonic phrases come out, because I got like so many wallets out there, you better believe I'm writing them down in the right place. I'm double and triple copying them and in different areas, so I never lose those things. So these scams, people will say, well, that's the most awful thing of all time. I got to tell you, getting screwed over is a hell of a teacher. It really is. And I'm not saying that people getting scammed for all their money, like what I used to deal with, like helping the elderly and things like that, for home health, they'd lose all their money. But in some situations, like if you lost a couple of NFTs because you clicked on it, depending on the NFT, some of those are worthless. So you're probably like, okay, well, you got me on that one. Now I learned my lesson. Fool me once, and so on and so forth. And sometimes I just think that some people, not everybody, but some people are just hard-headed and they have to screw up and they have to have these bad things happen before they actually learn and actually take action. That's just the truth. So I'm not saying that I think everybody should lose all their life savings. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying at some point, sometimes getting screwed over and getting fished is a heck of a teacher. Before you know it, you're like, okay, I get it. Won't fall for that. And hopefully this happens before you have a ton of crypto holdings. Because imagine if you got in 2012 and you made it all the way here to 2022, and then you get hacked for all your crypto. You're like, wow, that was like 9 years of my life, and now it's all gone. So anyhow, that's what we have in that. Well, let me know what you think about that in the comment section. I'm sure it'll be rich. And then let's finish up with central bankers can't own crypto. This is a pretty good one. So let me pull this up here. So just real quick, Federal Reserve officials are banned from owning crypto. This is actually how it should be. So, and at first when I read this, I'm like, this is great news, but just wait, there's a twist. So to ban senior officials from purchasing individual stocks or sector funds, as well as from holding crypto, commodities, and foreign currencies, went through for the bill. Executive must give 45 days notice before buying or selling a security, which they cannot later reverse. That's good, 45 days, I guess. The 12 Fed regional bank presidents will be required to publicly disclose security transactions 30 days in advance. I got to tell you, if there's anybody I'd want to follow as far as like stock advice, probably those guys and gals, because I think they know more than I do. And they also have insider information. The move comes months after Federal Reserve Governors Robert Kaplan and Eric Rosengren left their position in September following controversy over personal trades. And if you're not from America, I think this actually happens in other countries too, Congressmen and women and senators, they can they can get all the insider information they want to, and they can still trade stocks. For our Federal Reserve, our central banks, they can do the exact same thing. And now they're trying to make them stop because they were getting too rich, I suppose. And to finish this up, though, great article from Casey Wagner. Under the new rules, officials will have 12 months from when the rules go into effect, which I guess goes into effect May 1st, to dispose of freshly banned holdings. New personnel will be given just 6 months to do so. So if you think this is a fast action type of thing, it's not, but it's potentially a step in the right direction. Although I got to tell you, I would love to follow these guys and what they invest in the stocks, even though I don't really invest in that much. All right, so that's it. And went 20 minutes. That's not too bad. So look, that's it for today's stream. If you have to take off, that's great. I mean, get out of here because it's Sunday. Also, before you take off, consider hitting the like button, subscribing. And if you're going to, might as well subscribe. You've made it all the way to the end. And then if you're going to hit the down vote or the thumbs down, just tell me why. Maybe I can fix it. And that's it. So now we'll get into the Q&A. And we'll do 5 questions in 5 minutes, and we'll get the heck out of here. So here we go. What do we got? I should probably pull these up. In 1 year, you're going to laugh. Well, I think we're all going to laugh. I got to be, I'm just in a quick mood because I got a lot of things to do today, but I have to make sure everybody knows. Short term, I'm pretty bearish, but in the long term, I'm very bullish because, again, I lived through the internet coming of age. I lived through the dot-com bubble and the housing crisis and all those things. And I lived through the 2020 crash of crypto in March. And I just see where technology takes us, and it really is inevitable. Not all these crypto projects will be around. Most of them are trash. But, the good ones will stick around. So that'll be good. Jack Garvey says, Rob, do you agree that Bitcoin, here's the question number 1, is not a currency, and being labeled a currency is a mistake? It's a store of value, similar to a digital property used to retain generational wealth. Check your Twitter. So the question is, it's valid, but I mean, in the name itself, cryptocurrency, is it a means of exchange? So having said that, can you use that to purchase goods and services? Yes. But the same thing can be said for gold. Can you use gold to purchase goods and services? Yes, you can. Does anybody do it? No. Nobody's using a bar of gold to pay their contractors. So to say it's a mistake as a currency, I think it has, there's multiple ways you can do it. The real question is, it doesn't matter what I think. What it really is going to come down to is what this task force put together by Biden is going to do, because he pulled in the CFTC, the SEC, and the OCC, and of course the attorney generals, and they all have to sit down and figure out exactly what they're going to label this and how they're going to regulate it. So it'll be interesting what they come up with. I don't really care which way or the other. Just give me the rules so I know how to play the game, so I can work around the rules. That's it. All right. Let's see, what's this? Scammed, lost 4K of ADA when Yoroi wallet had sync issues. I never liked Yoroi wallet, between us. Wallet was showing 0. Yoroi on Twitter said there were sync issues. Next to the email with a link to fix the sync issue scam. Yeah, check those emails. Check the emails. And you know how to do that now. Okay. Second question, do you own any NFTs? Yes. What support level are you expecting this week? I'm not expecting anything. I'm expecting things to drop even more. That's question number 3. My name is Rob, but you can call me Dan. Doesn't matter. Digital Asset News, DAN. That's what it stands for. Good way to look at it. Question number 4. Hey, Dan, the Senate has already been forced to get rid of all stock holdings. If Congress is also forced to do so, it would seem government is trying to protect their own for the upcoming crash. And thoughts? Well, I will say this. Nancy Pelosi, which if you're going to give me a thumbs down, explain why. If it's for Nancy Pelosi, okay, but it's not like she's in the backyard or something. Nancy Pelosi, she came out and at first she was like, no, there's no reason for us to, actually ban congressmen and women from engaging in those types of things. And then she came out and said, okay, we'll do it. But I think she's stepping down. So she's like, yeah, whatever. We don't really care. So it's a good theory. I mean, to say like, well, the reason why they're saying, you know, hey, we're going to allow this to happen is because there's a huge crash coming. I don't think it holds weight because remember, when is all the money made? All the money is made when the crash happens, because that's when you buy a bunch of stuff. In 2008, people made a boatload of money. In 2020, people made a boatload of money in crypto too. So I think it would be very foolhardy for them to say, well, we're not going to allow you to trade, which we're going to let you to offload it, which this is not really the time to do that. But sure, I think that would be, I don't think that holds water. This is a great question. This is the last question, and we'll get out of here. How do you make sure your wife can access your crypto if something happens to you? So there's the Stone Book. I keep it in a safety deposit box in a bank. So, and some people say, well, how can you do that? Because the banks trust me. It's a little bit safer than putting it under my mattress. And if somebody breaks in and they know anything about crypto, like, hey, look at this. I got this guy's, well, the chances are low, but whatever. So she knows where to get that book, and she has the access to it right there. And there's instructions in there. So that's how I did it. But if you, like, I talked this with Alex Mashinsky over at Celsius, and he said that they have a way that if like, let's say, God forbid, you know, your significant other passes away and you're married, then he says, if you show the death certificates and have not the will, but just want to transfer it, they will look into it and transfer. And there's another way to set it up, but the easiest way, quite honestly, is, I mean, if it's just you and your wife, just do it that way. Another way would be to do it as far as like a will and who gets what. If you got like 5 kids and your wife, well, who gets what? You know, is your wife going to take everything? Maybe it's your second wife. Maybe we should put that in the will and then go from there. But there should be somewhere that you can actually access that stuff, and they know how to do it. Okay. All right. Well, this was the last question because someone did a super chat. I can't show it, but Ian Hudson says, hey, Rob, I invested in the Panther protocol. They screwed us from day one, so I agree they're all scammers. Great. That's a comment. This is another thing, and I'm going to leave you with this. This is why I don't do a bunch of deep dives and a bunch of looks into different projects, because then people come back to me like, you were talking about that project. So what I do is very safe stuff. It's for stuff like this. Like, I mean, how many rug pulls has DeFi gone through? I'm not sure. Ask Mark Cuban. He was involved with 2 of them. So, I mean, even as smart as you are, it's still going to happen. So I try to be a little bit more safer, because in the long run, it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. All right. So that's it for today. So thanks so much for watching. If you like today's video, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Give me a thumbs down. Tell me why in the comments. And also, if you're watching the replay, I'm going to put 2 videos up for yesterday's video, and then probably DCA. And then I know what I'm going to put, the video that shows you how to check out the emails. But again, it's in the description of every one of my videos. You can find that. So that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. I got to go to the mountains. We'll see you. Bye.